Having looked at some sets of medals recently, I thought we'd look at a coin, because the department, after all, is coins, medals and militaria. And I thought we'd look at this, which is a lovely proof crown from 1893. Now, we've had quite some success recently in the last few sales with proof crowns. The Gothic Crown of 1847, which is a really famous coin and a much loved coin. This is, if anything, slightly rarer. 8,000 Gothic crowns. There's only 1,329 of these. So let's have a look at it. It is a Victorian crown, that standard crown's size coin that you'll all be familiar with, revived in my lifetime, possibly yours as well, with the 1965 crown to commemorate the life and the funeral of Winston Churchill, and then used still today in this size to represent a coin of high value. We've got the old veiled bust of Queen Victoria on the obverse. She, when she went into mourning, Albert dies in 1862, she rather got the nickname of the Widow of Windsor, and this portrait doesn't really help. She had 3 portraits, that's all, during her life. Her young portrait went right on until she was 68 years old, by which time she must have looked very little like the portrait on the back of her coins. The Jubilee bust was never very popular, comically dreadful and things like that, the reviewer said. So they brought in the more dignified older portrait. And then on the other side, we've got Pistrucci's St. George and the Dragon. Again, you'll be familiar with that. It's been on all these Victorian crowns, used in the wonderful George III, late George III crowns, and still used on gold sovereigns, with the odd exception today. So it's a well-known design. So we've got that on the reverse with the date on the obverse. It's worth just taking a look at the wording on these. It's Victoria de Gratia Brit Regina Fid Def Ind Imp, which is Victoria, Queen of the Britons, de Gratia, by the grace of God, and Ind Imp, Empress of India as well. She did famously do a coin without the de Gratia on, because that became known as the godless florin, and everybody was quite appalled by that, so that didn't last terribly long. Around the edge, we've got writing as well. Always worth looking around the edge of a coin. We have some raised letters. It says Decus et tu Tamen, and Anno Regni, LVI, which is Roman numerals for 56. Decus et tu Tamen is an ornament and a safeguard. That's back to the old days of coin clipping, where if you put something, it was milling as much as letters around the edge, but you put something around the edge, it stopped people being able to cut the edge off and defraud the mint. And the Anno Regni is the year of the reign, 56. So she's been on the throne 56 years. So it's a special coin because it's a proof. Now, I'm sure you can pick this up. You can see the reflective nature of the fields, the backgrounds. They're almost mirror-like. Silver is one of the most reflective materials we have. And when it's made, a proof is made with specially polished dies. It's not just an uncirculated coin, specially polished dies and specially prepared blanks. And they're all checked to see that they're absolutely as crisp can be. And over the years, since it was produced, it picks up this wonderful luster and tone. Of course, condition is everything with coins. We all know that. This coin in really, really fine condition will be much, much more desirable to a collector than a coin that's picked up damage or any sort of wear. So always look carefully. Of course, it goes out without saying, I hope never clean a coin, because that build-up of age is just something to be treasured. So a beautiful coin. Proof sets only made in special years, so they're rare things. This, one of very few of its type produced, turned up in a mixed lot of coins here at Lawrence's, so very happy to be offering it for sale.